How's it going? So UFC 252 already passed us by. It was a good card. The main event stole the show as expected, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that third fight between Stipe Mioci and DC Daniel Cormier. What a fight, man! These two heavyweights, the best heavyweights in current MMA, I would say. All credit to them for putting on a show, for delivering on an amazing main event. These two never back down from each other when they step in there against each other. I mean, two fighters that had a victory over each other. The first one DC knocked out Stipe on the first match. On the second match, Stipe knocked out DC, and this was the third match to finally, as the promotion goes, decide who the GOAT is. That aside, I would say that the fight delivered definitely. It was action packed from top to bottom. Every round was, everybody was biting their nails. I'm not sure who you guys were going with. My call was that DC was gonna win. He was gonna get the win. That he was gonna implement more wrestling on this third match. That he was gonna go back to his roots. Basically, that's what I was expecting. So I expected him to pull out a decision win the same. It did go to decision, but in the end, it was Stipe that had his hand raised in victory. Still heavyweight champion of the world of UFC. And for some reason, DC, he tried to wrestle at the beginning. I assume that, wrestling is just not the same once you get to a certain age. I seen it with other fighters that were wrestling based before, how they wrestle less. I think it has something to do with getting older. You get slower. Your back takes more. There's more strain on your back. DC, for certain, he had DC back problems. He got surgery. That's what he said. So he tried it. He tried on the first round to go at it. He tried to wrestle. Stipe countered very well. And to everybody's surprise, Stipe also had a game plan. They both had a game plan, and just Stipe's game plan was better. That's my view on it. Stipe kept to neutralize DC's wrestling. What he kept doing was he kept putting DC against the fence. It was very strategic. He used his size advantage, his own wrestling skills, basically, to make DC not wrestle, to prevent DC from not wrestling, from executing takedowns and such. It was a masterful plan. He also kept attacking the body. This time, not the side of his body. He kept going for the lower body, the stomach, midsection. A lot of midsection attacks. It was masterful by Stipe, and I think that Stipe deserves all the credit in the world. If you want to go and call him the GOAT, as of now, I think he is. As of right now, I'm not into the GOAT. I don't go into the GOAT talk too much, because I think there's a lot of good fighters in the past that merit that title, that moniker, as they say, But I think Stipe is really one of the greats right now. The raw killers that he has faced, that he has defeated, include DC, including Ngannou, so many Mark Hunt, so many killers that he has faced, man, and that's not easy. We cannot ignore what Stipe has done up to this point. He's not flashy. He's not a talker. He's not going to talk and start Twitter wars and shit like that. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy, and it's one of the things that I like about him. So all credit to him for being such a respectful, such a stand-up champion, you know, including what he does for a living. He's a fireman. The guy is you know, an all-American type of heroic type of guy, you know, a guy that he's a family man. He doesn't get in trouble when he's outside of the ring. He's a good wrestler, terrific boxer, just an amazing, he looks like an amazing person outside of the ring, and he's an amazing, smart fighter. So talented, so complete. I cannot say enough about him, you know. I think he should face Ngannou next. I think that Ngannou has worked very hard to get to, you know, get his chance for a second shot at him. And I think it'll be a fun fight because Ngannou has gotten better too. So that's gonna be a fun fight, man. I think that definitely Stipe should wait. He shouldn't rush into fighting Ngannou right now, just because man, he took so many shots from DC. I mean, they had wars in there, and they certainly had a war again on this third encounter that they had. You know, it's he took a lot of shots, man. It was a win that he took, but it wasn't an easy win at all. DC also had a good plan. DC also attacked the body. He kept landing that right all night long in all rounds, and there were things, like I called it, that happened. You know, there were eye pokes, and I don't remember what round. Stipe eye poked DC. He eye poked him, and it was a major eye poke, man. DC had a lot of damage on his eye. He was saying he couldn't see. He told his corner he couldn't see. He still went on and fought his heart out. Even if he couldn't see, man, he was fighting. He was doing everything possible to get that win. He was in a lot of trouble on the second round. At the end of the second round, I think he was saved by the bell in that one, because if it would have been 10 more seconds or 20 more seconds, I think the ref would have stopped it. Stipe had mounted him against the fence and was just, you know, grounding and pounding. He was doing well there, and it was almost the end. But thank God, you know, the bell rung and DC kept going. He fought his ass out, man. What can you say about DC? I'll just say that he leaves a tremendous legacy in very short time. We're talking about a guy that became he was an Olympic wrestler, the Grand Prix heavyweight Strikeforce champion. He then comes and he goes to light heavyweight only because one of his best friends, Cain Velasquez, was the heavyweight champion of the world. So, man, what does he do? He goes down weight, he loses weight, and he goes down to light heavyweight, fighting all the best of the best in that division, man, including the kingpin there, John Jones. He was defeated twice by John Jones, basically, but the first fight was very close, and the second fight, John Jones landed a kick that knocked him out. Still, every time, both times that, like I said in my other commentary, both times that Jones won after beating DC, he got busted for PEDs. So I'm thinking that Jones needed help to beat DC, man. That's my thinking. Still, he became the champion. He took on a lot of challengers, and then he decides to go to heavyweight in UFC after Cain is out of the picture. And man, what does he do? He becomes the heavyweight champion by defeating Stipe, who was at the time, he was on a roll, beating everybody that was put in front of him. Just an amazing career, a great commentator, very smart guy. Just, you know, the legacy he leaves is big, man. Those shoes can't be filled just like that. A lot of people should appreciate the things that he did, how he carried himself. It was pretty awesome. And the grudge matches he had with John Jones and then Stipe and with other fighters, you know, fights that he had with Anthony Johnson. He made a lot of heavyweight killers look like little kids. He out-wrestled them. He choked them out. It was just an amazing career, man. So I'm certainly gonna miss seeing him fight, but I certainly agree that he should retire finally. I don't think he has anything else to prove. I think he did it all in the MMA, and what a career, what a legacy. With that said, you know, those are my views. That's what I think about them two. The main event delivered for sure. Amazing fight. Looking forward to what's next for Stipe. According to the news right now, you know, John Jones is going to heavyweight. So at some point he's going to challenge Stipe if Stipe is still the champion. So heavyweight champion division right now is very interesting, very fun to see, man. Looking forward to what's next. Give me some comments, likes, dislikes. Please subscribe to my channel so I can keep talking MMA. Thanks for listening. Peace.